Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Minja, and today I'm gonna show you how businesses in Transport Tycoon work. We will go over the reasons to buy businesses as well as which businesses to buy, and also a little sheet you can use that will help you significantly buying and also managing the businesses you already own, because you can buy a whole lot of businesses and it can be very confusing if you're not keeping track of what you own and what you don't. So before we go deeper into this topic, as always you can just press F7 and search for what you're looking for. For example, if we search for business, there is a page dedicated to this, and as you can see, this gives you all the information. I'm going to explain roughly what this says now. So businesses are basically passive income, and this is all real time. So that means every 3 real hours you will receive one single stack, and the maximum capacity is 16. You can also increase the maximum capacity with real money in the Tabex shop, but as it says here, it's exactly 2 days. So after 2 days, your businesses are going to be filled up and no more passive money is being generated unless you collect your businesses. Speaking of collecting your businesses, once you have one or more stack, you will notice a little dollar icon that will pop up next to your business, and it will show for every business except for special businesses, which I'm going to show here. So this is just a common business, and over here you see a business called Train Yard. You have 9 train yards scattered over the whole map, and none of these train yards will be collectible this way. They will only be collectible via a business collector perk, which can be located either at your faction HQ, if your faction has one, it's the red dollar symbol, or if you actually own the Pacific Standard Bank, which is over here. This costs 500 million, but it will grant you a business collection point as well. So while we're at it, you can see we have 77 businesses in total, and you might wonder, do I have to collect them all by hand, or do I just use the collector? So using the collector simply means it will collect every single business on the map at one central point. And the bank is a perfect example here, because this business, it doesn't generate income like all the other ones, but it will reduce the tax from 30% to 20%, and the tax only includes collecting at a collector. So the only scenario where this is important for you is you are in a faction and use your faction collector, and you get a 30% tax and wonder why. Yeah, that's because you don't own the bank. The bank will reduce it. Now that we know the basics about businesses, I want to go a little bit deeper into the topic and explain how you can invest in a very efficient way. And in order to do that, I want to introduce a very neat sheet made by T-Mobile, I believe. You can find it in the description below, or if you're on the official Transport Tycoon Discord, you can go to the Tycoon spreadsheet channel, and there will be a business sheet from T-Mobile as well, which is the same link. Okay, so this is the sheet. Don't mind, this is all in German on the top here, but that doesn't matter. So basically, once you open the link, you have one problem, that you can't alter anything. So you go to the first point and go to make copy. And once you've made your copy of this sheet, you can actually alter it. And the first thing you're gonna notice here is you have several tabs. The most important tab to notice is the prices tab. Once you're inside here and you want to adjust basically the tier to 1, because tier 1 means that you either have it on tier 1, or if this is not checked, you don't have it at all. So put everything to 1, and then what I would recommend doing is sort by price. So you can go here, sort by price, and this might actually break the first column, which is not important for us, so we can just leave it like that. Or if you want, you can fix it, but yeah, that's your choice. So how do we go through this? We have a column that is called price. Then we also have a column called ROI, which translates into return on investment, and you can Google this up, but I will also explain what it means right now. The return on investment basically means how much time does it take, in this case in days, until the money I invested pays back completely. So if you buy the Wenger Institute, it will take 6 days in total to get your 15k back. What you can conclude out of this is that a higher number is worse. Let's scroll down to the more expensive businesses here. If you buy the telecom business for 750 million, you have to wait 56 days just in order to get your 750 million back. While the Wenger Institute was much faster in this regard. Another thing to note between price and return on investment is that they correlate to each other. So if the price goes up, the return on investment goes up as well. And this leads to the first rule of buying a business, which is always prefer buying a cheap business over an expensive business. But this is not the only rule that applies, because there's another system behind this, and it's called the tier system. As you can see here, a business can be tiered up to 100 times, and tier 1 is different to all of the other tiers, because tier 1 basically means you get 100% income of the income that is shown here. Once you have tier 2 and up to tier 100, it will only add 25% of this original income per tier. That means tier 1 pays the same as buying 4 additional tiers, that means being at tier 5. As you can see here, tier 5 only doubled the income of tier 1, which is what I just said. So this fact changes something in tiering up a business. Because when the Wenger Institute had a return on investment of 6 for tier 1, every additional tier will have a return on investment of 24, because 6 times 4 is 24. So you can use this as rule of thumb in order to upgrade businesses above tier 1 and higher. And to continue the example we just started here, we take the Wenger Institute and return on investment of 24. We can scroll down in the list and we'll notice that we have 24 and 25 here. So between Staunton Island Safe House and LSIA Alpha Male, once you're basically here, that is the point where you want to start upgrading the Wenger Institute to tier 100. Basically before you buy the LSIA Alpha Male. And this is the most efficient way. It's not necessary to do it like that, but just to give you an idea like how you can do it very efficient. But this will stop really soon. I'm gonna show you why. Obviously, if you take something times 4, you will have a limit in the list, and in this case the breakpoint is Casey's Diner, which has an original return on investment of 14, times 4 makes 56, and just go down the list and you will see that 56 is telecom. So this simply means buying the telecom network at tier 1 has the same efficiency as buying Casey's Diner tier 2 to 100. And this is where this method ends. Once you're past this point, you just keep on upgrading the businesses like down the list. The same thing applies that I said for the first rule. I hope that my explanation made sense to you, and if it didn't, just leave me a comment about sections that are unclear, or if you have even further questions into the topic. But I can assure you, if you understood everything I said to this point, you already know more than most players do in this game, because not many players apply logic like this.